All right, what is going on, guys? Fellows back again, and let's just get right into it. Right now, we do have all the information for the new characters, which I've done a video on it, so I'm not going to talk in length too much about these characters. Obviously, we're going to break them down here in a little more brief format. So, if you want more of a detailed breakdown, we'll do that there. But going, well, you can click up there if that's what you're interested in. But let's just break down this entire banner for those that are new or for those that are interested in summoning and not sure what you want to do with your orbs. I'm gonna tell you my plan straight up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 6 steps. I do want to go deeper, obviously, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until the 28th. On the 28th, we should have information on what we're gonna get for end of the month, including stats, skills, gameplay, and pretty much full character breakdowns on how the characters will play. We might not have all the information, but we'll have most of the information, right? That being said, we do have enough information on these characters to get a proper informed decision on whether or not you should summon. And going into it, we already have the gameplay, so if you want to watch that, feel free. Like I said, the link will be up here on the top right. So going into it, let's just talk about the doo-doo characters first, because we can go over them in less than like 30 seconds. Yamamoto, absolute garbage. Like, he has coin drop plus 70%, but that's pretty much all he's gonna be really good for. Other things he's good for is damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment plus 100%, but he doesn't have Havoc, and that kind of hampers him quite a lot. So he's more of a damn, this sucks kind of like pull if you pull him, right? Mayuri, this character actually has Mind Attribute Soul Reaper damage to status ailment affected enemies plus 40%. Pretty much, you put him in the side unit in Guild Quest, and then you have 5th anniversary, you have 7th anniversary Ichigo Go Burr in content like Guild Quest, so that way this character gives that guy the opportunity to deal 40% more damage with his Soul Bomb. That's pretty much all this Mayuri is really used for. Aside from that, he's an okay unit, like nothing really crazy. Okiora, multi-barrier plus 2. Is that team boost? Oh no, he has team barrier and a debuff mechanic on the enemies. Honestly, this character is really just designed for Guild Quest, which is kind of unfortunate, but he is a captain killer, which a lot of people tend to be missing. So pulling an Okiora might not be the worst thing, honestly, and getting like one dupe, I don't think is the end of the world. I actually think it's not too bad. Next, we have Akon. Akon actually has super link slot potions as well as link slot potions, so being very good for farming IT as well as farming IZ, right? You don't really want to take him into epic raids too often unless like he's the only link slot potion unit you have. It's because this character doesn't provide droplets. That's pretty much what this character is used for. Next, Yoruichi. Yoruichi is pretty good, but she's for the most part a glorified technique link slot potion unit, and she also has the soul trait of technique droplet drop plus 30%. Great for epic raids because you get the droplets, you get the potions, and you get to see some thick queen doing her little Christmassy goodness. Next, we have Halibel. Halibel has damage inflicted at full stam 30%. Great link. Then on top of that, she is pretty much a glorified farmer at the end of the day. But as a link, like, you can't really go wrong with damage inflicted at full stam 30%. This works for your normal attacks, this works for your strong attacks. If you have a ranged NAD character like Tokinata, he can very well benefit from damage inflicted at full stam 30%. Okay, moving on. Grimjow. Honestly, this character is still really strong. The engorged 3k length beam for strong attack is a charge SA3. Then you have frenzy plus 2. His real only downfall is that he doesn't have Pierce Iron Skin, and he doesn't have increased status element chance, which I think that really hurts him, to be honest. But since he does have speed link slot potions, and he also has super speed link slot potions plus 5, I still think that I'm glad that he's actually on this banner, because at the end of the day, more super link slot potion and potion farmers on your team, the better. Next, we have the 6th anniversary Aizen, still one of the best units in the game, in my opinion. The engorged 3k length beam like Grimjow, so it's just, you know, enhanced in girth. Next, we have the 960 AoE distant second strong attack that follows up with a homing vortex. Very, very, very strong. And full screen third strong attack. He has weaken, drain, frenzy plus 2, so he actually drains a lot. And then we also have damage inflicted at full stam 20%. You can't really go wrong with this character in like any content. I personally have, I don't know if I can pull it up, but I'll pull it up and show you what I have. Oh, I'm currently rendering a video, but I personally have like 2 of these Aizens worked on, and I still think that he's probably one of the best units in the game. I don't think that he's like the best unit in the game, etc., whatever, but yeah, no, he's still one of the best units in the game. Next, let's do this. Oh, did his game just like, I mean, did his website just crash? Oh, let's do this, Captain, this 6-star. I'm gonna take off this, and I'm just gonna do hollow. Yeah, like you'll see here, I personally have 2 of them max transcended. One with SP3, one with SP2. This one's specifically for Brave Battles just because he's great. And Senkaimon Quest. Alright, going into 7th Anniversary Ichigo. I have a love-hate relationship with this guy. He has Weaken as well as Paralysis, which is still pretty good. He doesn't have increased status element chance, which is really unfortunate. He has Frenzy +1 and status element Spiritual Pressure boost 80%. So he's still very strong, especially if you're able to pop off his special and then use his strong attacks, because he'll get more benefit from his kit that way. He has hit enemy chance, Sharpshooter, Frenzy plus, well, we were talking about the Frenzy, but he also has Bombardment +1 with Weaken. Honestly, you can't really go wrong with that. He has Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer. 2 PvE killers is really good for PvE content just in general. And he also has Paralyzer and Enervator, which means that Immobilizer and Enervator, which means that every single 5 seconds there's a 12% proc chance that each individual enemy will start to get paralyzed or weakened, and this will also proc his Spiritual Pressure boost 80%, which is really, really, really nice. Overall, I do like this character. His second strong attack is the 960 AoE distant homing vortex like Aizen, the 6th Anniversary Aizen, and then his full screen third strong attack. My issue with this character, my love-hate part, really comes from his first strong attack, which was a cross but very, very thin beam. And even though it's melee collision and should ideally be good, like in theory be good, the problem is it's just not very good in practical use. I understand where people can are coming from when they say, oh, but you could just aim it, you can just aim it. Yeah, you can just aim a lot of things. But the reality is a 3k length beam, and don't get me wrong, I don't want every character to be the same. A 3k length beam is just 100% better than an attack that shoots everywhere, but if the enemies are all around you, you're gonna miss a good portion of those enemies just because you decided to do that instead of just flash stepping back and using a 3k length beam. And that's really just, like, his first strong attack is so bad that instead of being given to a lot of characters, this strong attack was actually only given to one other character who came out a month later, and they never gave this strong attack again. Like, take that into account compared to the Aizen, who his engorged beam was given to Shunsui, then Chad, who's a NAD character, then Soifon, who's a NAD character, and Grimjow and Retsu. Still one of the best attacks in the game. Then the third strong attack is just standard full screen. So yeah, now this first strong attack is just, in my opinion, objectively bad. In my opinion, objectively bad. Sure, let's go with that. And then last but not least, in my opinion, the best filler in this banner, obviously, like, second, like, this character is third only to the anniversary characters, and maybe even better than some of the anniversary characters this year. I'm not gonna lie. He has the gauge mechanic. This character has Frenzy +2, increased status element chance against all power attribute enemies. Then he has Drain and Weaken, the debuff mechanic on his Soul Bomb, Berserker 20% to go along with the Frenzy, speed attribute character strong attack damage +20%, so this isn't even restricting the fact that he's a human or a Quincy, so all your speed units are going to get stronger. Gauge effect gives you cooldown reduction to all your strong attacks, which is insane, and on top of that, his gauge will actually give him Berserker +100%. I don't know if he gets anything else, to be honest. It's not really over here. I guess I could pull it up over. I'll pull it up over here. But I actually really love this freaking Uryu. He's so stupidly OP. Uryu. Do this. There is the gauge effect. Oh yeah, and he gets a damage reduction of 50%. This character has Sprinter +2, Long Stride, Lunge Lunge second strong attack, which I think is the same that they gave to White, to be honest, which is like an 870, 1080, so like a full screen, beyond full screen, second strong attack, which is awesome. And then his first strong attack is the 3k length beam, and then standard full screen, third strong attack. This character is just fucking crazy. Yeah, he's just nuts. And then you have Debilitator +5 seconds, as if it wasn't already. Like, he's goated, bro. He has a Rancor Killer as well as No Affiliation Killer. Guard Break, hit hidden enemies. This character's cracked. Just simple as that. And then, oh yeah, and then Team Party recover 20% stamina as if he actually needed to heal himself. So that's literally just pretty much for the team. So overall, I do think that, like, these characters are pretty cracked. Going into the actual anniversary characters, let's just quickly go over them. White, 8th anniversary version, no 1000-year Bloodworm mention in sight, especially when it comes here, so I'm hoping these characters are going to be premium pool. We'll find out when the banner actually goes live. But going into White, we actually have strong attack recharge -12%. We have Drain and Lacerate on all of his attacks. Soul Reaper, and no affiliation killer, so 2 PvE killers, which is good. He has 4 flash steps, complete status immunity, Marauder, so guard break as well as nullify melee resistance, which is going to be good for extreme co-op. Frenzy +2, status ailment spiritual pressure boost 80%, increased status ailment chance against all heart attribute enemies. When he procs drained and lacerate, his damage doubles. If he procs drain only because they're immune to lacerate, he deals 40% more damage. If they're immune to drain and he procs lacerate, he deals an extra 60% more damage. He has weakened defense on his soul bomb, along with team party mind attribute character special move damage 30%, bombardment, and he also has no, he doesn't have a full stamina damage boost. That's the Ichigo. But like just the soul bomb damage alone is just crazy to me. Debilitator +2 seconds, Havoc 20%, mind attribute character movement speed +30%, as if he needed that with his 4 flash steps, and Havoc 20%. Like, this character has so much going on, which is really cool. My only real concern is how his strong attacks will flow with that massive sprinter +3. My issue is that he doesn't have an enhanced strong attack recharge, and he doesn't have like full stamina only strong attack recharge. So you're gonna be waiting for your cooldowns. It's just gonna happen. And since he doesn't have the gauge, like I said, you're gonna be waiting for your cooldowns. I think he's gonna be strong. I think he's gonna be great, and yeah, I mean, we'll see when he actually drops. Next, going into the Ichigo, probably the character I'm most excited for because I'm an Ichi slut. Let's go 8th anniversary Ichigo. Killer, hollow, and no affiliation killer. Soul Reaper unit. Oh yeah, white is actually going to be a no affiliation unit. And a lot of people are speculating him to be like the first only hollow. A lot of people are speculating him to be like hollow Soul Reaper or Soul Reaper hollow because of the infusions of Soul Reapers, but they ended up going with no affiliation because probably because he wasn't made in Hueco Mundo. He's like, you know, handcrafted by Aizen's nut himself. Going into Ichigo, we have weaken and drain on all of his attacks, which is really good. I'm surprised that he didn't get like the Enervator and whatever the drain mechanic is. I forget what the drain one is called, like sucker. I don't know. Strong attack recharge 14%, which is really good because that's a good link at worst. And then on top of that, his innate skills, Sprinter +1. We have Poise, so we're not going to be staggered. Read all affiliation dodge, so we can use him in tons of types of content, which is really good. Then his attainable skills, right? We have Frenzy +3. Damage inflicted at full stam 20%, which will go up to 45% when you get him to T15 or T20. He has increased status element chance against technique attribute enemies, which is one thing that I was a little concerned about. Frenzy +3 means that he's going to proc regardless of the status element chance, but the status element chance just makes it that much better. Shared complete status immunity, so he's going to protect his allies from status immunities when he gets inflicted with a status element. He has sharpshooter, so nullify range resistance as well as guard break. Devastation 60%, which is higher than normal, which is good. That means that he's going to be able to nuke relatively hard. He's not a nuker because he doesn't have bombardment, but he's still going to nuke pretty damn hard thanks to the weaken, thanks to the devastation, thanks to the full stamina damage boost. I think that this character is going to be really good. He also has hit an enemy chance 100%. Poise break, so he's going to break the enemy's poise, which I think is going to be mainly good for like limit break requests. I'm guessing that that's what it's kind of made for. And then we have Debilitator +5 seconds. And of course, Havoc 20%. I think that these characters are going to be cracked. Now, should you summon on this banner? Absolutely. Like, there's really no question on whether or not you should summon on this banner. It's just a matter of how many orbs are you going to summon. For those that are like, you know, orbly challenged, I think that the play is honestly going to be do the 6 steps because you're most likely going to want to, but then hold your orbs until the 28th like I will, and just see if you want to save or go in on this banner. If these characters are premium pool, which we'll find out as soon as the banner drops. I'll be streaming. That's the first thing I look at when I start my summon session. If these characters are premium pool, you might be inclined to save, because I would not be surprised if end of the month for this anniversary is gonna be another 1000 Year Blood War banner. It's kind of expected at this point, now that 1000 Year Blood War is airing. If KLab were to ever drop a 1000 Year Blood War banner, because this is kind of a 1000 Year Blood War banner, 1000 Year Blood War banner, right? This would probably be the time to do so. Either way, we'll see exactly what's up. I'm just excited as hell, and yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.